Tip number 43 from the book, 501 Contractor Tips. My name is Greg Vandenberg. I am the author, promoting my book. Working faster. I've made a lot of money in the construction business simply by working faster than other contractors. I truly believe that anyone can learn how to work faster while delivering high-quality products to your clients. Develop construction techniques to speed up production and increase efficiency. Now, this can come in the form of a list also. Maybe of a list of tools or materials you will need for a specific task, or even a list of problems that you've encountered in the past or materials that you might need. You know, working faster is one thing. Working more efficiently is another thing. You want to work as fast as you possibly can while efficiently as you can to produce as high of a quality of a product as you can. You know, if you think about it, back when Henry Ford started making the Model T, I forget what the time was, but let's just say that he could produce one car every hour. And then he got that speed down to where he could produce one car a minute. Well, that's 60 extra cars you can produce. Well, if you're producing the 60 extra cars, but 55 of them have flaws in them that bring the quality down, and you're getting callbacks and you're going back and you need to fix all this stuff, this isn't good. But if you can speed that up, the process, and I'm not just talking about cutting the time in half. Just talking about percentages. Let's just say that you install cabinets and you have a pretty good idea that it takes you this much time. Let's just say it takes you 8 hours to install your average sized kitchen, or let's say you have a square footage idea or a cabinet footage idea. Let's just say that you have 15 square feet of cabinet space, and you know that this takes you 8 hours to install. And if you can reduce that speed, or reduce the time by increasing the speed down to 6 hours, then you've just reduced the total, the time you're going to spend by 25%. And again, this 25% is a big number. You multiply that by the amount of jobs you do over a year, and this could be a big number. Now, 25%, again, is a big number. I go back to Henry Ford. Yeah, he went from 1 an hour to 1 a minute. This is 59 extra cars an hour. This is a big deal. Now, once you start getting into the seconds, it's even bigger. You know, once you start producing cars every 30 seconds, now you've just doubled that number from the minute to the seconds, if I'm doing my math right. So, but to focus on that, that's a big number. These are big numbers. Even if you could shave off 10% over a year, this would still be a lot. And when you go into a decade, it would be even more, especially if you're taking this money and you're investing it. Then this number is going to get even larger. So if there is one thing you have got to understand as a contractor, and I cannot specify this enough, I can't drive it home enough, you've got to be good at percentages. You've got to be good at math. You've got to understand what I'm talking about right here. Just simply shaving off 15 minutes a day off of your 8-hour day, it might not sound like much, but when you do that in a month, let's just see what it would be. 15 minutes a day for 5 days would be an hour and 15 minutes. And you're probably thinking, big deal. I won't take one lunch break. Well, okay, now you're not resting. You know, you're not getting enough rest in. You take that hour and 15 minutes and you go into a month, now you've got 5 hours. For 4 work weeks, you've got 5 hours. And again, it might not sound like much. I'm only talking about 15 minutes here. In over a period of a year, this number is going to grow. What if it's 30 minutes or an hour? This is when you're taking larger steps, and you're going to be making bigger increases in your profit base. And of course, the better you get, the more efficient you get, the more efficient you're going to want to become. These numbers can grow exponentially. They can be incredible over a period of time. Now think of it like this. Here's another way to think about it. What if you have a company with 10 employees? What if you have a company with 100 employees? Now we're talking some big numbers here. Do not take this lightly. Tip number 43, working faster. This is a big deal if you really want to make some big money as a contractor.